Okay, I'm going to work on a cat for a little bit and go over some things I didn't mention the other day and then a couple new things. If I don't have time, we'll just catch it the next time. So, the big new thing is I got the printer to do my own shipping labels. So, I use Pirate Ship and I've saved 50% on my shipping, which can be huge, especially if you're shipping a lot. And then I got a thermal printer that is intended for the 4x6, I believe it is, sized shipping labels, like they would print at the post office. The thermal printer I'd had before, the labels were just too small and you couldn't clearly read the shipping label. However, it's great for labeling things for markets. So I had a few problems getting it set up. Once I got it set up, I found that for some reason I would hit print one time and it printed 4 labels. So that wastes your paper. So I found out if I turn it off after the first label prints, it clears the memory and it doesn't keep printing multiple labels. And then the roll of paper that I got separate from the machine didn't want to fit in, but I found if I put it in a tray or a bowl, back behind it would self-feed, and I did fine. So then ended up working with a few little details. It worked pretty good. So that was that. And then for this year review, which I didn't finish the other day, I found that I've learned some points on YouTube about display and having different elevations instead of having things flat on the table. It makes a world of difference. And I'm still tweaking my displays. I'm not perfect by any means, but that made a huge difference. So that was one little point. And as I learn more, I'll let you know. And let's see what else I was going to go on. Oh, and then I found I just didn't have much luck with Etsy. And I don't know if it's because I had trouble keeping up with the in-person markets and wasn't posting enough, which could be one thing. And then I had recently seen a video that Etsy's having issues, so I'm going to go back and double check that. See if there's something before I start putting any more on Etsy. Display was also huge. I'd already mentioned that in the last video where I changed my space in Missouri from a skinny bathroom closet type space to a longer, flatter space. I'm not sure what to compare it to, but it was just longer and flatter. That made a big difference. Let's see. Oh, and then the website I had tried on Canva to set it up. I was having a devil of a time. Put in, each time I'd work on it, I'd work for 2 to 3 hours at a time and just didn't feel like it was getting anywhere. So I did find someone that's going to help me design my website. So that's going to be so much more helpful. So I'm working on a pink cat. I'm trying to do my Valentine's Easter themed items. I'm working on the flowers. Y'all have seen some of those. I'm waiting on some yarn to do some milk chocolate rabbits. I did some tulip tops the other day. And I'll do a video as I put those together. Then I've been working on some more of the bags. So I will show those on the next one. Just using this cold weather as a chance to catch up and be ready for spring. One thing I'd found on these crochet patterns is I swear they're like recipes. There's little tidbits that are just not in the recipe. That's too loose. So I got to where on my cats, I don't use a recipe. I just kind of do my own. And I found that like I had said before, I make them smaller because they took so much supplies. The price point just wasn't working for people. So.
Okay, weird story. I was baptized when I was 8. Everybody was considered members then. We didn't, I think that they called their restoration or preschool. Yes.
Make sure I don't miss a
They
stitch
baptized
in
everybody.
here.
They basically given things like later on when I'm 11. This happened when I'm like 9. Later on when I'm 11, they did what they call members.
I gotta say hi to Miss
And
Ellie.
we went in and shook hands with Lyle, who's the bishop, who's Warren's brother, younger brother, and he would ask you if you would believe in the Lord. And when I was 11, I said yes. Some people said they said no, but he was given supposedly revelation from God and he was worthy. And then they hand selected people, like half of my family.
And I'm probably not gonna do too many cats. I haven't decided. I'm thinking about 4-ish. The cats are popular, but the big colors seem to be the pumpkin colored ones and the black ones. The blacks was a big hit.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to the
Working on the feet. I've done the ears.
because I do believe that if he was not put in jail, I probably would have been married in the church. Or, when I was still there. I left when I was 17, but when Warren went to jail, he was the only person who could perform marriages. So all marriages stopped when he was put in jail.
I'll put the eyes on here in just a little bit. And the whiskers have been kind of a deal on these. I find a big thick yarn, a regular yarn like you find at Walmart, it's too thick. So I have a thinner thread, but one of those is too thin. So I found if I did double, that works out pretty good. So, and then depending on how fluffy the yarn is, the whiskers don't stand out. But if I get carried away and make them too thick, they don't look normal. So the whiskers and I have battled just a little bit.
So it was many years later, and it was a revelation that he gave from jail. And the reason being was he said that people were not born out, so we were no longer allowed to raise children in the order until we were considered worthy. So no more sex. We only have sex.
So I've been working on those bags. I'll show those next time. Out of like sweaters and different fabrics, just very artistic, fun. They've been a lot of fun. It gives me a chance to alternate between the crochet and the sewing, so I don't get quite so stiff. Alright, let's check out, let's see if I can find, my table is a hot mess. So much for my zones. I had a sewing zone, a painting zone. Stuff gets moved around. Like that.
Well, yeah, and there's so much I can say about that, but in that little thing about that, in that revelation, it tells him that, it would,
I gotta find the backs, and I'll show you what the eyes look like.
that was a no-no, but, but there was no damning of him, if he did it, that would be Emma being damned, she shouldn't say yes. It's just so over the top, so
So I have crochet stuff, sewing stuff, my poor table, and I took half of it away and cleaned it up. There's still too much on there.
More likely, Lori just wanted something, and that's what the relation's
Yeah, I would say that. What I was
Okay,
gonna say is
so
that there's
there,
regulations that he gave,
it still needs the
and
whiskers. I'll get to that.
women,
But
and it
that's,
said
we're
in there,
making
if you
progress
priest a
here.
man's husband, he can lose his priesthood because of you in for disobedience.
Yes, it definitely seemed like a lot of the blame was on women. If they did anything wrong, it was the women's fault. And if they did something wrong, women shouldn't say anything about it. Just try to be there for him and support him so that he can be a better priesthood man. But the revelations were 100% seemed like they were self-serving. Looking back now, obviously at the time I thought, oh, God
Make
wants
sure you can
amazing,
see.
just doing his work, and everything was great. But looking back now, I mean, he would call on the community to give him thousands and thousands of dollars and say that it was for the building up of the kingdom of God. Obviously, looking back now and seeing what he was doing during the time that he was running from the law, he was obviously using this money for his own self.
The soft fuzzy yarns are my
Yeah, they would
favorite.
give revelations where it would be like, this is revelation from God, I've been directed.
Some of the other ones start feeling screechy when you're working with them.
Any extra money from any family member that you have, if we would get together and put our pennies, like Greg our piggy banks, we save money from the kids and give all of the cents that we had, little dollars, we give it all to the church because more needed it to build Zion.
Now, we'll talk about later what we go through the documentary about what Mark was doing with that money, the way that comes later. Okay, I'll ask about this. So there's this idea of revelations, which is self-serving. There's also this idea of revelations that don't come true. In the Mormon church, I have some examples. Let's just say Joseph Smith, prophesied in South Mormon copyright in Canada, who never got sold. Prophesied that they would find some treasures in Boston or England that never got found. Of course, the whole Independence, Missouri was supposed to be a gathering place where Jesus would come back. That never happened.
Just going round and round until I get it as long as I want. You got a little ways to go.
Missouri to fight, the Missouri government allegedly, and they ended up running away between the legend. So there was a lot of failed prophecies with Joseph Smith, and whenever there were failed prophecies, there was this thing called blame revision, which most more academic Christians do, which is they blame the members when the prophecies don't come true. Did I get that right, Jen?
Yeah, for not being obedient enough. It was them, not praying, not reading the scriptures, then it was
So because I don't have a pattern,
instead of
even my small ones will vary a little bit in size
them getting it wrong.
because I don't have a set
So Sam,
number of stitches.
that like Warren Jeffson, so talk about failed prophecies,
But they do turn out relatively close.
blame revision.
They were extreme. I would have to definitely do some price adjustments, but they're pretty close to the same.
Prophesying exact dates and I think there's a reason for that. But going back to Joseph Smith's day, kind of the same thing. Warren Jeffson would prophesy things happening on a specific date, and I think the reason for doing that was to make us feel like, oh, he knows what's about to happen. We better straighten up. We better do things as he tells us to do them, or else we're not going to be lifted up off of the earth in time.
That's so sketchy. Thanks for sharing that, Terry. I hadn't heard that. The one that comes from the documentary to me was really shocking. And St. Melissa talked about that earlier in your episode. It was a warning prophesied during the time of the Olympics. Do you say it was there? No, that's different. That was 2000.
So here in a little bit, I'll add the feet, and then I'm gonna have to stop and put the whiskers on because I want to have those on before I close up the bottom. Then I'll have to do the tail separately. And then the tail will have to be sewn on also.
I think that revelation was given a couple times. I mean,
Okay, we're gonna put these feet on.
where the end of the earth is going to happen. Say,
These will be the back feet.
So,
I guess, yes, so it wasn't just when we Salt Lake City was destroyed, I'm sorry, it was going to be the entire earth and everyone would be in Short Creek, because Short Creek was going to be the place, the safe haven, to not be destroyed.
yeah, the earth is going to
Yes.
And that's something people don't realize about religious psychology. You would think that it would ruin religion anytime, like the end of times date was prophesied about, and then it came and went. But like the earth was always witnesses.
So I want the feet to be kind of even, but I found I like the back foot to be offset a little bit because to me that seems like it'd be more natural. The front feet are going to be closer, and the back feet will be a little further out. So
And that helps explain
they're not perfectly even.
Jesus' treasure case. And even though Joseph never found the treasure, he would still have many of his followers claim that he still had powers. They just never saw the treasure. And it was memorable so that Joseph would also use when the treasure wasn't found, he would blame the diggers and the participants in the treasure dig. He would blame them for the treasure not being found. And that's why they still
I was just going to add that it is also like passed down to patriarchs in our LDS church, where I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing probably 99% of patriarchal blessings, they give you this blessing from God, you know, it's supposed to be right from God to you, and at the end of every one, it says, these will only happen if you are faithful and obedient. And so it's, you know, so now all these people have these personal blessings, they keep with them, they memorize them, it's their, you know, personal, you know, letter from God to them. And if things are not happening as it's laid out for them in that blessing, that is so hard for so many people. And if it's not happening, it's them. And that causes so much harm to so many people. But that's the same thing. You know, it's a revelation, but it's always stated that way. It's always because you were not good. It's not coming true because you aren't good enough. So it's, in our church we have those. I don't know if you guys have that in that.
Yes, Sam. Thinking about
Okay, I got the back legs on. I'm gonna have to find my black fine thread, but it's like a medium one, to do the whiskers before I close up the back end. So that's where we are so far. Then I'll have to make the tail, and then sew the tail on, and then I'll be adding stuffing. So we're almost there. We're 3/4 of the way done. We still have, like I said, the whiskers, the tail, and the very back end. All right, thank you so much, and when I come back next time, I'll show the finished product.